Welcome. I'm inviting you all into my personal practice. Um, we are just going to move easy today. I'm a little bit sore, so I'm just going to show you some exercises that you can go to or that I personally go to when I feel that my hips and my glutes are a little bit sore and they just need a little extra love. Um, my personal favorite, a band, a light resistance band when you get to the stretches. It's gonna be full body focus. Like I said, I'm a little slower down around the hips and the glutes. So I'm just gonna focus around those areas, but we're gonna move the shoulders around a bit and whatnot. So come to your mat when you're ready. You're just gonna lay down and then bring the knees into your chest. Just rock side to side here. And whenever I move into a sequence like mobility flexibility, I like to just drop into my breath and go at it a little slower. So take a second here. Big inhale. On the exhale, send your feet down onto the mat. Your arms can be long by your body, and then start windshield wiping your legs right to left. So inhale through the center, exhale, you drop. And then I want you to just soften here, right? Whenever we're about to bring some mobility into our joints and then some ease into our muscles. Tap into the breath a little bit more because that's just going to allow you to drop a little deeper. And it's also going to signal the body that you're safe. Inhale through the center, exhale, you drop. Soft around your shoulders. I'm going to go ahead and leave the knees. We're going to drop them over to the right side. Take a second here. You can close your eyes. Big inhale through the nose, big exhale. If you've got a soft playlist, you can play it on the background. We're just going to relax here. So the knees are really soft onto the side. And then we're really feeling that stretch onto the side of the hip, maybe into the low back. So not quite a supine twist. Just allowing the knees to drop here and dropping into your shoulders and the hips. Big inhale through the nose, big out through your mouth. I tend to tense up around the shoulders. Go ahead and relax them. And the good thing about this sequence is that you can even do it on your bed. So maybe even before bedtime, you can save this sequence for a little later and then do it before bed. Because again, it's going to signal the body, it's signaling the mind that you're just dropping down, taking it to the other side. Soften through the right shoulder. Find that drop. Let's inhale together through the nose. Big exhale. Taking it back through your center. One big inhale. Big exhale. Should feel really nice. All right, take it all the way back up to the top. Maybe you bring some movement back, right to left. Now, let's go ahead and bring the right knee into your chest. Extend the left leg all the way up to the mat. This is when I grab the band, wrap it around the right foot, extend the leg all the way up to the sky. Now, this position here might be a little bit tighter on some people. So go ahead, you can bend the knee and then just press into the band. What I want you to feel is, again, soft around the hips, dropping your hips down on the mat. If you're on the bed, for example, you've got a softer surface. And so this position might be easier to get here. And then relax around the hips. And then depending on your flexibility, right, extend the leg right back out. And then bend the knee back in. You can coordinate that with your breath. Big inhale, pull it all the way in. Exhale to send it out. Maybe you get your leg a little closer towards your face, just soft here. Don't force anything. Bend the knee in. Extend it all the way back out. Try to take your time here. Now, slowly, you're going to grab the band with your left hand, peel open your right arm. The right leg is going to twist, this time to the left. Now, I've got my left, so I can just rest that leg there. It feels really nice on the IT band. And then again, maybe you get into that low back around the hips as you cross the leg over. Big breath in through your nose. Big breath out. Sometimes we don't even know that we're holding tension around the hips. So go ahead and bring awareness down. And then when we're stretching, so right now we're coming into IT band, a little bit on the hamstring. My left hip tends to tense up. So I want to bring awareness down there and then kind of soften. Every time I feel it sort of like protecting and squeezing, I want you to bring it down. Take it right back to the center. You're going to open the leg out. You're going to take a peek there of my foot. Take a second here. Big inhale, opening up through the hip. Big exhale. This is great for opening up around the inner thighs, definitely around the hips. Nice. Maybe you take the leg a little closer in. And then the entire time you're guiding, you're making sure that left hip is down on the mat. So try not to lift your left hip all the way up. Just keep your leg up if you need to, and then left hip stays down. And then with that hip flexibility, you might be able to open and drop the leg, but keep the left hip nice and stable, or left side of the hip nice and stable. Awesome. Right back through the center. Big inhale. Exhale. Let it go. Extend the right leg. Maybe you come back into that windshield wipe. Let's just take that to the other side. So foot is going to come around the band, flex the foot, right leg goes long. Hamstring on the left for me is a little tighter, so this is going to give me more sensation, and I'm going to bring more breath into it. So together, go ahead and pull the knee into your chest. Send it all the way back out. 2 more like that. Pull it in. Take it all the way back out. Again, focusing on relaxing around the hips. Take it right back in. And then if you don't have a band, you can actually just wrap a shirt around your foot, something that will just give you that support. You could wrap it around that arch and then pull it down softly. Big inhale here. Let's cross it over on the exhale. So second peek there of my foot for you guys. Left shoulder stays down. Allow that left hip to come off the ground. Hearing some cracks around my hips there. And then know that every time that you flex the foot, you're going to dig deeper into that hamstring. So if you want a little bit of release, you have 2 options. You can bend the knee slightly and then release, right? That tension and that stretch through the hamstring. Or you can point your toe and then maybe you bring the leg a little higher, whatever brings it a little bit of relief. Try to stay with it and breathe here. Always listening to your body. If it doesn't feel good, you know you have that authority over it. You can let go, but always easing into it. Big breath in. And out. Take it right back through your center grip here. So the left hand takes the band and then open it out to the side. Right hip stays down, right shoulder stays down. If you need to bend the knee, go ahead and take it. Feel the stretch through the left hamstring there, or the left inner thigh. It's a beautiful day here in Miami Beach. Right before doing this, I went out to get a burger. I was really craving a burger. was fantastic. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale. It's all about balance, right? We eat clean and we eat healthy. It's not about depriving ourselves from anything, just listening to the body. I feel maybe my body needed a little bit more of an iron push, so burger it was. All right, let's go ahead and take it back through the center. Big inhale. Let go, exhale. Soften the left leg all the way down. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring both knees into your chest, rock side to side. Take a second. You're going to rock forward and back here. And then let's go ahead and take a seated position. Take your band back. Wrap it around your feet. Open up through your chest. Feet and toes are connected. I'm going to scoot back here. All right. Now, if this position is really hard for you to get to, this 90-degree angle, you can always scooch a pillow underneath your glutes, or you can just bend the knees. My personal favorite, pillow or block underneath your glutes. You're going to extend the legs all the way out. Open up through your chest. That long spine goes up through the crown of the head. Exhale, try not to hunch over. You're just hinging on your hips. So lengthening through. That hinge on the hips is going to pull over through the hamstrings into your glutes, low back, and then open up through your chest. So right here, I already feel it pretty intense. Open up to the chest. Big inhale. Big exhale. Bring it a little bit lower. Stay with me. Big breath in. Excellent, you guys. Big breath out. Checking in. Stay for 3. Awesome. You've got 2. Last one. Slowly, you're going to take it all the way back up. All right. So you're going to go ahead and let go of the band. The right sole of your foot, or the sole of the right foot, is going to come into the inner thigh. Reach it all the way up. Inhale, exhale. Fold it over the leg. Open up through your chest. Ha. Beautiful. Sway side to side. So this is my first YouTube live. I'm not sure if it works the same as Instagram, but hopefully I can save this video for you guys and you can watch it a little later. Take a second, bring it all the way back up, and then slowly we're going to switch it out. Sole of the foot, left foot in the inner thigh, and then you're going to reach your arms up and over, reach forward. This is where the band is also really useful. So if you don't quite touch your toes, you can go ahead and grab the band, open up through your chest. Maybe it allows to keep the spine long, open here, lengthen through the heel, amazing. And then take it down. Hello. Excellent, you guys. So I'm going to let go of the band. I don't need it for now. Feeling it right around my hips and definitely the hamstring. This is like the perfect movement for me on a Sunday afternoon. Walk it all the way back, and then we're going to take it into that full butterfly position. So soles of the feet together, open up through your chest. Again, the block underneath the glutes is really useful for this one. Open up through your chest. You're going to let your knees flop open. You can hang on to the ankles and then slowly coming back into that hinge on the hips. Soften around the hips, and then maybe you walk your hands out. Another really useful placement to bring the block underneath your forehead here, so you can just rest it down. I don't have the block at reach. I don't want to stand up and get it. But just so you know, like if you want to rest your head down and you have a plate or block to your reach, you can just rest the head down. Now, right here, your inner thighs and hips getting lots of love. Breathe here. Inhale through the nose. Big exhale. Ha. I've been going really strong, really pretty hard around my glutes this week, so that's why I'm feeling it. I feel a little sore. Open up through your chest. Inhale. Exhale, drop. All right, let's walk it back nice and slow. Let's go ahead and take a seated twist. So extend the left leg all the way out. We're going to get a little deeper into our glutes in just a second. So left leg is out, right foot up and over the knee. Inhale, you reach your arm long. On the exhale, go ahead and hug left knee, and then anchor through that right hand behind you, lengthen. You're gonna slightly press and then find your twist here. So your shoulders are going to the right, your left hip is not lifting and going with your shoulders, left hip is pulling back. And then scoop the belly in so you have a bit of support through the core. Inhale here. I love this one because I really feel it on my glutes in addition to hips and thighs. One more big inhale. Lengthen, exhale to that twist. Gorgeous. Let's do it to the other side. Release. Take it over. Left foot is going to come over the right knee. Inhale, reach right arm all the way up. Exhale. Let's grab around. And then plant that left hand down on the mat. I'm going to face you for a second so that I'm not giving you my back. Reach, big breath in. Exhale to that twist. Good. Really long through the crown of the head. Nice, everybody. Bring it all the way through in 3, in 2. All right. Oh, 1. Cracks everywhere. Okay. Take a second, move around. I'm going to place the band out of the way. Let's go ahead and take a few rounds. So, cat cows. One variation that I love is right here. So, cat cow is, you can consider it a warm up through the spine. So, you inhale, drop the belly, lengthen, look up. And on the exhale, you press it away, right? So you've got that arching of the spine, open up through the chest, look up, big in, drop through your shoulders. On the exhale, round the spine. So you're tucking your tail under your chin to squeeze it in. And then you drop it back down. Drop the belly to open and inflate with that inhale. Exhale, pull the belly to spine, round. All right. So what I was saying, variation of the cow. Inhale, I like to drop my hips open up here, lengthen. And on the exhale, I like to draw it all the way back into that child's pose. Knees a little closer together because I do like to feel a little spinal decompression there. Inhale, open up. Maybe you take it around on the exhale, getting into the side body. Yep. And then taking it into the other side, big breath in. So when I open chest here, drop the pelvis down, lengthen, inhale, exhale, oof, pull it back, rounding through the spine. Yes. Let's take one more together. Big breath in, open up. Big breath out, pull it all the way through. All right, let's stay on hands and knees. Oh, beautiful. Go ahead and take your right arm all the way up to the sky and then take it forward. We're just going to draw big circles here. All the way up, open in. Exhale, down and around for 3. Open, you've got 2. We're going to reverse that circle on 1 to get all the way around. Beautiful. For 3, 2. Last one, open it here, big, 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 and then you're just gonna set the right hand down. Before we take it into the other side, let's go ahead and take it into a downward facing dog. Press your shoulders away from the ears. You can pedal the legs here. Yes. Really strong underneath those hands. So press the mat down and away. Try not to sink into your shoulders or down to the ground. So you're trying to defy gravity here by pressing tailbone all the way up and back, and using the surface to really press away from the ground. Now, bend the knees slightly. You're going to go ahead and take your tailbone a little higher, finding that nice long spine, and then from there, lengthen through the back of the legs. You might feel a little bit more of an opening through your chest. Slowly, maybe you bend the knees. You're just going to walk your feet forward towards your hands, meeting on a forward fold. Relax your head, neck, shoulders here. Completely turn off the upper body, sway side to side. Interlace your fingertips behind your low back, open up through your chest, and then slowly allow those knuckles to come up and over. Pretty deep stretch here as we take this. I'm going to step back a bit. Your feet are hip width apart. If you need to, bend the knees a lot so that your belly and the top of the thighs touch. Do it, you guys. Whatever feels good, take it. I'm going to lengthen a little bit more. Inhale. Excellent. Drop the hands down, releasing the grip. I'm going to go ahead and walk my feet back. Lengthen through a little bit more. So again, finding that bend on the knees, lifting your tailbone a little higher, and then lengthen. Slowly take it all the way back down. Let's take that to the other side. So maybe you drop down into your heels, roll your shoulders down and back. Take a second. Big breath in and out. All right, so right hand down underneath your shoulder. You're going to take it to the other side. I'm going to turn around here. Open up through the left arm. Big inhale. Exhale, up and over. Big circle here. Reach it all the way around. For 3. For 2. And then we're going to reverse it on 1. Suspend at the top. See if you can really open. I like to come up onto my right fingertips and then bring it all the way around. For 3. Bruno's out in front of me. He's sleeping. You've got 2, my dog. Last one. Let's go ahead and open the chest, open the hip, reach, reach, reach. Find that press. Slowly take it down. Beautiful. All right, let's take it back into a down dog. Pedal one more time, shoulders away. Getting into runner's lunge, you guys. So from here, you're going to take your right leg all the way up to the sky. Big inhale. Maybe you open the hip. I always love to open the hip there. Maybe take your gaze underneath your shoulder. Extend it all the way up. Slowly go ahead and step it in between your hands. And then left knee comes down. Take a second here. Big inhale. Press the left knee back up on the exhale. All right, so this is when blocks can be useful. You can take them underneath your hands, right? If you need a little bit more of support. What you want to focus on your runner's lunge, right here, your hip flexor, left hip flexor getting a lot of love. Try not to sink completely through that foundation. So you press yourself up and away. You're still digging through that right heel. All right, together, let's go ahead and take your right knee down. You're going to walk it back for that hamstring. Lengthen through. Sometimes when we experience discomfort on the low back, it has to do with stretching out the hamstring. So lots of love to the hamstrings at every point of the day. Take it all the way back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, reach it back. Open up through your chest. That flexion of the foot, if you can do it, take it. Remember what I said in the beginning, every time you flex the foot, you dig a little deeper into the hamstring. So if you need to release the toes to lessen the intensity behind the leg, do it. Back into the center, open up. And then last time, reach it back. Always with what you can do and what feels good. Let's take it back to the center. My one, pigeon. Right leg reaches. Down. Take a second. Again, block. So let's say this is your block. If this is really hard for you to get to, the block is going to come underneath that butt cheek and you're going to sit on that block. Otherwise, stay with me, open up. Slowly, let's drop down on the mat. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale. And if you're just joining, hello. I was saying, I don't know, like, I don't save this video. Hopefully, I will. That's one of my reasons for being here live because I think I'll be able to save it and then post it on both my socials, the YouTube and Instagram. However, if you're just joining us, hi, welcome. We're doing a flexibility and mobility sequence on this easy Sunday afternoon. Lots of attention around the hips and the glutes, lower body. Big inhale here. Big exhale. All right, slowly take yourself all the way up. You're going to take it into downward dog. Reach it. Maybe the right leg is going to reach all the way back right here. Lengthen, find that length, find a bit of a stretch, open the hip. Let's go ahead and take it to the other side. So I think I said in the beginning that whatever we do down on the mat, so let's say we're laying down, let's take it open, press it in between your hands here. So if you're laying down, that beginning of the sequence, you can absolutely do it on the bed. This is definitely not safe to do on the bed, yes. So once we get to that standing sequence or down dog, move it over if you started it on the bed. Sway side to side. Lengthen through. Big inhale, exhale. You're going to take the right knee all the way up. Yes. Rock forward and back. That feels good for me. Soften the right knee down and then go ahead and walk all the way back. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Here we go. Big exhale. And again, those big exhales are just sending little signals to the brain that you're good to go. Walk it all the way back. Open up through your chest. Lengthen through the spine. And then you, again, try to not curve. The point is not to get forehead to the leg, rather chest, belly to thigh, lengthen. Walk it forward one more time, last time, and then we take it into that pitch and reach it all the way back. Squaring out the hips here, left hip back, right hip goes forward to square it out. Maybe you let go of the toes to lessen the intensity. All right, pigeon on the left. Take it all the way through. Take a second. Open up through your chest, big inhale. Walk it down on the exhale. This is another pose that some tension can creep up around the shoulders. Bring some breath to it. Close your eyes. Soften here. Big breath in and out. And then notice if there are any like little shifts here and there. Your body might want to get out of the pose as soon as possible. But again, this is mind over matter, right? You want to control the body through the mind and through the breath. And you always want to be the one sort of reigning of what's going on through your body. Take it all the way back up. Excellent. We're going to tuck our right toes under. Make your way over back into that downward facing dog. Bend the knees a lot. Lift your heels off the mat. Take it all the way back out. Big inhale. Lift it all the way back up. Bring it down. Finishing up here, you guys. Lift breath. Bring it down. Good. Reach. All right. We're going to come all the way down and end with a supine twist. Single leg supine twist. So go ahead and bring yourself down on the mat. You're going to go ahead and just like we started, right knee comes into your chest. Maybe roll around little circles here for 3. Allowing the hip to open. You've got 2. 1. Hold it all the way through. Cross it over. Yes. Now, right now, my right shoulder is lifting up. Right hip is up. I want to go ahead and find the twist and then find that sort of surrender through the right shoulder. Pretty deep around the low back here into our glutes. If you need to let go, lift up, take a second, and then slowly you take it right back down. And then you can close your eyes here. Earrings getting in the way. There we go. Big in. Big out. Sit over here. Stay with me for 3. For 2. Now maybe you extend the right leg out to get in towards, as close as you can, towards your chest. If it doesn't feel good, you can just stay where you are. Excellent. Take it right back through the center. Open up through that hip. Hand underneath your knee. Drop your left hip down and then slowly take it all the way down. Extend the right leg out on the mat. Let's go ahead and pull the left knee into the chest. Same idea. Open it out. Circle for 3. For 2. 1. And we take it, cross it over. All the way through. Slowly here. And then I'm going to work my left shoulder down into the mat. Gaze over to the left shoulder just to bring a little bit more weight into that side. Your right leg is soft. The hips, relax them. Big breath in and out. You'll notice that with time, the cool thing about stretches, you'll notice that with time, like the longer you stay on your stretch, ideally about 30 seconds, with breath and with a lot of awareness of what's going on in your body, the more the muscle is going to like surrender into it. That's why it's recommended to stay for about 30 seconds on the stretch, depending also on where you are fitness-wise. All right. Go ahead and slowly take it all the way back up. I'm going to go ahead and take it down. Rock over back into the hips. Soles of the feet together. Open up here. And then we're going to end it here on a supine butterfly. So this is a beautiful stretch here to stretch to target around the knees, low back, inner thighs, hips. Open up through your chest. Relax around the shoulders, relax around the neck. And then let's go ahead and close our eyes here. Taking in the easiness that we've brought into our afternoon, or maybe into the night if you're doing this right before bed. This is before bed. And always remembering you don't always have to do 30 minutes of a stretch. You can always cut it down to 15, however it fits in your schedule. All right, let's go ahead and take a big inhale through the nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Extend the legs all the way out when you're ready, feeling the difference in your body. For when you started, I'm going to go ahead and lift my hips here. Sway side to side, any movements that you need to bring into before you take that full breath in through the nose. Take it. Big breath out, reconnecting to the natural alignment of the spine. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Honoring always your body, your movement, and your energy, and your neighbors. Excellent work. Go ahead and take the knees into your chest. Ooh. Rock forward and back here for 3. It's always fun to rock up and back the length of the mat too. 1 more. Sit tall. Ooh, take a second, lengthen through the spine. You guys, so good. Again, thank you so much. If you've got any requests for maybe a next live, maybe the next video that I post, go ahead and send it over. Subscribe to my channel. And that's it. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye, you guys.